This section is called the power moves, and it basically means everything that deals with power. And we're gonna have a lot of like spinning motions in this part. First of all, like within the footworks, we always had this part of the ground, hand in the ground like this. But when you're doing power moves, place the whole palms in the ground so you don't get too much weight on the thumbs, all right? And important things in power is basically, first of all, it takes a lot of time to learn. A lot of these moves are very complicated, and there's many things happening at the same time. So take your time with it. You're not supposed to learn it the first time. It takes a lot of time. Also, it's good to have somebody to watch on the side when you're doing power moves, because when you're spinning, you might miss a lot of things, and you don't notice it because you're spinning real fast, right? So maybe it's good to have somebody to check it out and like give you some tips of what's going wrong, if there's some going wrong. Now, a b-boy will think about having powerful solos instead of power moves, right? So instead of doing only power moves, he will come in a powerful way, do powerful top rocks, powerful go downs, powerful footworks as well, into a couple of power moves, into a powerful ending, or a powerful freeze in the end, all right? If you want to see like masters of the ground power thing, you can look for Suicide Life Star Crew from Hungary. They got incredible turtles and backspins and flares and swipes and mills and head spins and such. Check it out from YouTube or whatever. Most of the power moves are based on two things. You're going to have the front sweep that we did already, and there's also a move called power entrance that we're going to try next. Check it out, this is how it goes. So the power entrance goes like this. It's almost like the cartwheel of the side, like the technique is exactly the same, but we're going around at the same time. Once again, we imagine two spots on the floor like this. We're going to stand on them. We're going to start with our right hand. It's going to be replacing our left foot. So kneel down first, place the right arm on the left foot's place, then the left arm on the other one's place, and come around with the feet. So basically it goes like this. The other one. So it's hand, hand, foot, foot, okay? We're gonna start with kicking the left foot in the front, in the back, and the right arm comes down. Let's do it again. Like this. Let's try the other way as well. Left hand goes on the right leg's place, like this. And the right hand goes on the left leg's place. Let's try it again. That's it. First of all, try to make it really slow, and you're going to land on the same spot once again where you started from. So make it small first, really tiny, and when you get it, you can try to make it bigger and bigger all the time, okay? Let's try it a couple of times. That's the small one. The bigger one. If you notice, I make a small whip in the back with the big one, so it's not stiff legs. You bend your legs a little bit to get it more effect. Kick on the back like this, once again. If you do it really fast, it makes a big circle. Usually ends up on the same place, but you can also turn more than one turn, all right? That's the power entrance. This move is called the backspin. It's an old move originated by B-Boy Jojo, the former of the Rocksteady crew, and later on evolved into a continuous backspin by Crazy Legs, which is nowadays known as the windmill. And if you search for B-Boys, you can search for B-Boy Maurizio from Italy, who's got the dopest backspins that I've ever seen, all right? We're gonna try it like this. We're gonna start from here. We call it the LA start back at home. There's a New York start that you're gonna see later on. First of all, we're gonna put the elbow in the ground, the left elbow. Kick with our right foot. Fall on the ground like this, so far that you fall on your side like this. Left leg is gonna kick the next. We're gonna do a similar motion as far as possible. We're gonna push with our left hand with the upper back like this. All right? The right spot to spin is right between the shoulder blades in here. On the upper back, many people when they do it, they forgot to push on their hand. They're gonna end up on the lower back like this. looks nasty and it's gonna hurt your spine. So basically you need to get it pretty high like this. Some people get it too high and then it's gonna be on the neck, which is cool if you master it, but it's good to start between the shoulder blades like this. And the smaller the spot is that's gonna touch the ground in your back like this, the less friction you're gonna get. So that means basically the more you're gonna spin. Let's try it again. Starting from here, place the elbow in the ground, kick with the right, fall on the side like this, kick with the left, and push with the hand. First it's good to spin the legs straight, so you get more balance. And after you master that one, you get the legs close, and you get more speed like this. Let's try it down to the beat, straight from the basic top rock. Give me a beat. Backspin. So moving on to the windmill. We're gonna take the backspin that we did and we're gonna roll over our shoulder, end up on our hands and fall again on the back. When we do it many times, it's gonna be called the continuous backspin or the windmill. And there's a couple of exercises for it. We can try the first one. We start the way that we just did, go to the backspin, keep our feet open like this, all right? And go on the right shoulder. If I start like this, then my left foot is in the front. So the first shoulder stays there, but we go over the second shoulder, which is the right one. End up on our feet. This is the first one that we're gonna do. Go on the back, put the feet over, and get up. Show it to you again. This. As you may have noticed, there's a big arch in here, or like a big angle on this one. In the actual windmill, it's supposed to be straight. So instead of landing on our feet, we're gonna land on our hands like this. First one is gonna be the right hand. That's gonna be there only for support. So when you go over the shoulder, this hand comes into the picture. You push with it a little bit. You're gonna end on the second arm, which is the left arm in this case. So on the shoulder, you put yourself straight, follow with the hands, end up on the left hand like this. Let's give it a try. Like that. And the float position, which is that position, you have the elbow under your hip bone like this, almost in the belly, but under your hip a little bit. Try to have it like this. That's the first part of windmill. Let's try it again, a couple of times. Starting from here. That's it. Once again, we're going to try to go straight to, for example, like a baby freeze. That's a nice move itself already. We're going to continue from this position. You need to fall on the back for another backspin once again. Windmills part 2. We've now been doing the windmill from the LA start position, which was this one. It's called the LA start because it was more popular on the West Coast back in the days. We also got the New York start, and it goes like this. The 6th step. You do the backspin. We're gonna take that start, we're gonna slow it down a bit so you can realize how it goes. And then we're gonna combine both of them and we end up in a windmill. Let's try it like this. First was the float position. This part. We're gonna twist with our feet a little bit. We're gonna start right one in the front, make a small twist. At the same time, we're gonna lower our shoulder a little bit, the left one. As soon as it touches the ground, we roll over on the back. Once again on the upper back like that. The hands work this way. The right hand that's in the front is gonna push you. It's gonna give you more spin. The left hand that's under you is gonna come closer to the shoulder. So the way from the hand to the shoulder is not too long. You're not gonna fall and crash yourself like this. But you're gonna roll over nice and smooth. All right? Let's give it a try.
From this point, lift your hip and the feet a little bit, and twist and go on the back. Like this. Let me show it to you again. Now be careful that your fingers are not pointing that direction when you roll over the shoulder, because then you might hurt your wrist like this. So when you twist, you turn your fingers in front a little bit, so it's easier to go on the shoulder. Let me show you this way as well. Windmill part 2. Windmill part 3. What we're going to do now is combine both of those, part 1 and part 2. Start with part 1, going from here, ending up on the hand in the floor position, going in our back again, and falling over up to the hand again. So basically it's going to be a continuous motion like this. You can go on as long as you want to. Let's give it a try. From here, end up on the hand. And you need to have your body straight, because if you bend like this, you're not going to be able to flip over again over your shoulder because your feet are in the way. So basically when you end on your hand, lift your feet, fall back on the back, and try to get over again. Like this. Okay? Combining everything. It's like that. I usually have my head in the ground as well. You don't have to do it if you're afraid of your neck, but it gives it a little bit more balance like that. When you get it right, with the arms and everything, when you get more speed and more technique, you can try to get the arms off a little bit. Later on, you can try to learn different ones, like the nutcracker windmill or the airplanes or whatever, Superman windmills, belly mills, all that. But you need to have the first technique really good to move forward. We should try to the beat as well. You got 2? Let's go. Windmills. Now before we do the swipes, we have a small exercise for it. It's a move that we call monkey back in Finland, and basically you can use this move as a move of its own, but it's really nice to have just to get swipes a little bit better. So we're going to start like this. You put the left hand in the back, switch the fingers on the right side like this, place them in the ground. What we're going to do, we're going to try to jump with our hip. So we put the hip as high as possible, as fast as possible like this. You can start from low and pull it up and get your feet in the air like this. Try that one a couple of times. After you manage that one, you jump on the side with the same kind of technique. You need to jump a little bit higher and faster. So you can start it from the air, go down and get up. This. Both of your feet come in the air at the same time. Let's try the other way as well. Right hand in the back. Fingers to the right direction. Start from high, go down, and jump. That's the first part of it, and later on you can do the monkey straight away to the back, and it looks like this. That's the first part. So we take the jump from the monkey exercise, but instead of going up, we're going on the side like this. Alright? We're going to start off with switching our hands from the back. Now this is the first time we go in this position. But once again, we're not having both arms in the back at the same time. Or we switch. That's how to begin this move. After switching, you make the same bounce with your hip. We'll continue that way and have both arms on that side of the body. Try to lift both of our feet in the air at the same time. It looks like this. We switch, jump, and go over like this. Let's do it again. Switch the arms first. Put the hip in there and have the right arm in the ground as fast as possible as well. Both feet go in the air. What happens easily when people start doing this move, they switch, go here, and land like this. Which is okay, but it's not gonna be a swipe. It's more like a cartwheel like this. All right, so both feet this time had to go in the air at the same time. It makes it a little bit harder, but that's breaking. Here we go. The other way as well. You switch, jump with the hip, pull the left arm in the front, in the ground as fast as possible, and land. Both feet in the air at the same time. And when you start, your hip is going to be low like this. It's okay. That's easier way to get more speed in the bounce. But when you know how to do this move really well, your hip is not coming down at all. It's going to stay there all the time. So you try to be as high as possible. It looks like this. Two leg swipes. Now once you master the two leg swipes, you get the one leg swipe after that. Alright? But you really need to practice the first one to be good before it. It's based on the baby swipes that we did before in the footwork section. Let me show it to you once again. With the sweep, jump over. Like that. We can take the same exercise, twist it around and land it on both feet. But let's try to keep the hip as high as possible at the moment, alright? So we do the sweep, you jump over the straight leg and land on both feet. Like this. The other way as well. You jump over the sweeping foot, starting with the left foot, switch the arms and jump. That's the first exercise for it. Now basically when you land, you should need to do the same one again and again and again. And later on you can keep the other foot in the air all the time. Let me show it to you once again. Do the sweep. From this position, do it again. Like this. So you're basically jumping over the straight leg all the time. You don't switch the legs like we did in the baby swipes. They stay in the same way. Alright? So once again. Do the sweep. And again. Now in the one leg swipes, you need to have your hip in the high all the time. Otherwise it's gonna look lame. Alright? So as high as possible. The last time. One leg swipes. That's it. Now this move is called the turtle, and it's basically based on the exercise that we did during the windmill, which was called the float. It was basically you tuck your elbow under your body like this in the hip bone, and the other arm is on the side. Let's give it a try one more time. First the elbow, arm is in the side. You see the fingers are pointing that direction, in the arm that's under you. Put the weight over you, try to lift the legs. If you can't lift it, that's probably because you have the weight on the back like this. So you need to pull with the front arm, so it's much more light. The other way as well. Right elbow under you, fingers to the right direction, left elbow in the front like this, weight over, lift the legs. That's the beginning. Now we have to be able to switch the arm under you. All right? We can try it with our feet in the ground first time, so it doesn't require that much strength. Starting this way. We're kind of leaning on the left side a little bit, bringing the right arm under you, switch the weight on the right arm, get the left hand in the side like this, coming back. So this is basically the motion that you're gonna do. You're gonna start like this, leaning on the side, bring under you, shift weight, and switch the hand like this. All right? That's the turtle tap when you switch your arms. Really good exercise for this one is doing the baby freeze both ways. You start, for example, this direction. Then you come in the front, switch, and do it the other way. Like this. And basically you have to have really good baby freeze before you even try this move, because baby freeze already requires a little bit of strength, and when you're switching it requires a little bit more, right? So the actual move. After you do the switch, you move the arm a little bit, pull, so it makes the whole body spin a little bit. Then switch, pull the other way. So keep on spinning like this, right? So basically walking around with your feet, with your arms. Both legs are gonna be in the air, you can spread them, and it's pretty good to bend them a little bit, so it's gonna have more balance. It's gonna look like this. That's it, the turtle. Now this move is the flare, and for me personally, it took me maybe 2 years to get this move really nice. And basically, it's a hard move. When I saw it first time, I saw some like guys from northern Finland come in a competition from I think '98, and they made the mini flare, like which is the easier version of the flare, and I was like, wow, that's incredible. I had to learn that. So basically, I practiced hard for maybe 2 years, and little by little, I started getting it. And this is how it looks. We're going to start with the mini flare, which goes like this. It's done straight from the 6th step. But instead of staying in the ground in the front, we're going to make 2 kicks with our palm in the ground like this. The weight is on the hand. Right leg kicks close to the head. And we're going to follow with the left. Kicks the opposite side. We're going to land on that side of the circle, right? So it goes like this. Again, like that. To me, that was way easier than the regular flare that we're going to do next. So that might be some small to start with. So the actual flare, I believe it's the only move one of the only moves that's incorporated into breaking from gymnastics, and it was done by B-Boy German back in the days. So we're gonna try the regular flare. Starting from the basic go down, a little bit lower actually. The start goes like this. You kick with the left foot that way. Now when the right foot comes in the way, you lift it up. Like we did in the mini flare, we try to kick ourselves in the head like this. If you're not too flexible. I'm not too flexible, so I never reach. So basically I kick myself as high as possible, and that's gonna make the flare a little bit higher. The left leg is going to come under you. Imagine these are feet. It's going to make a kick like this. It gives you more speed like this. All right? The same kick goes up on the left side, makes a kick high, which gets more higher again, and the right foot comes down like this to give you more speed once again. So let's make one turn. From this point, you start like that, or straight to the back. This, right? Now the back part is the tricky one, when the flare goes high and then it goes down. We need to try to have the height of the flare on the same level all the time, so it doesn't fall off. So basically when you kick the second kick up in the air, you need to kick it really high because you know that there's a hard part coming up, and the kick that goes under it has to be very sharp as well, and straight up on the other side. So that's how you're going to manage to keep your feet in the air. All the movement has to be really fast, so you don't fall on the ground, right? It's a hard move, but we're going to try it a couple of times to the beat. You got 2/8 for me? Let's go. Flares. Now the last move of the DVD is called the drills, or the one-shot head spins, or the pencil head spins. And we're going to start with an exercise. Once again, we're going to do the headstand. When you do the headstand, make sure that you stand in the middle of the head like this. And make sure there's no seams under your head, because that's going to hurt, or knobs of the cap or whatever. Usually it's good to have a beanie in it, so that's the best one. Make sure you have your neck straight, make sure you have your back straight like this. Once again, we're going to form a triangle, head on one side, and 2 angles are formed by the hands like this. That's the most balance. Many people, when they go on the headstand, they're going to have their hands like this. But then you're going to form a straight line that doesn't have no balance. You have to see your hands in the front, all right? Let's give it a try. Basic headstands.
head at the ground, hands at the ground, lift your hip. And the last thing that comes up is your feet, like this.
All right. Next is the speed motion that we're gonna try to have. We're gonna start with the feet. We're gonna do the same twist as with in the windmill, where we go from the float onto our back, which is this one. We try the same motion. At the same time, you twist with your hands a little bit, push a little bit more speed from the ground. It's gonna look like this, little by little. First, only the twist with the feet, and then with the hands as well.
So the twist, this one. And to emphasize with the hands, like this.
Little by little, you're just gonna start from small spin, and later on, try to have your heels as close to the ceiling as possible. You're gonna be straight, so it spins faster. It looks like this. This depends on how it spins. So in this section, you learn the transition from the top rock into your power moves, using the power entrance. Basically, we take the same move as we did before, the power entrance, and we had to make it a little bit different just to get to the power move. We're going to try to two moves, the windmill and the swipes. First of all, the windmill. You start the same way as we did, coming to the power entrance, go on the first hand, but instead of relying on the second hand, you pull it closer to you, shift your weight over your shoulder up to your upper back. It looks like this. Jump on the side, both hands in the ground, start leaning a little bit with the left arm. Go over your shoulder like this. Once again, from the top rock, back to the windmill. There's two ways of doing it. First of all, you can do it like this, as we just did, or you can pull your arm under your armpit like this, and go straight on the shoulder up to the upper back. It looks like this. From the top rock into the windmill. That's the first one. Second one, we had the swipe. Basically, we start the same way, with both hands in the ground, but twist our body like this, kind of like the opposite direction. First, you go on your arms, then twist. And you end up in the swipe position. First do it with two legs, then you can do it straight with one. With two legs, it looks like this. From the top rock, and a twist. Continue with the swipe. Or with one leg swipe, same thing. That's it.